Alright, I'm going to do some prawns with linguini, but it would work with any pasta at all, but it's quite a nice wee prawn dish. Prawn with lemon and garlic and some vegetables and stuff. You know my thoughts on pasta, just a wee handful of pasta, and so it fits in the pot, and whatever temperature happens to come out of the hot tap, and we shall stick that on there. Not hesitating so much. Yeah, I haven't been cooking the last couple of days. I've pulled a couple of things out of the freezer, so I've been having that instead. So, but went up the Waitrose again and got these. I like the raw prawns, and you have to prepare them a wee bit. Some lemon, Mooli. I keep seeing these in my local supermarket, and I never know what. We use them in a coriander. We used to use them in a restaurant I worked in Glasgow, and all they did was boil them up and then microwave them to order. So exactly the same way as you did broccoli or whatever. But I have an idea for how to use them in this. But first of all, we have to prepare these prawns. So if I actually need that, we'll see how. So that packet opens quite well. So when you get the raw prawns, it's better. I prefer the raw ones, but you do have to give them a wee bit, quite small actually. What you want to do is kind of run the knife down the back of them, and then pull out any wee black bits that are in the back there. What that wee black bit is the intestines. It's I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully it's that wee kind of black bit there, right at the back, and that is its intestines. It's its toilets basically. It's its poop chute. So you want to kind of, so whenever you get, especially when you go into the Chinese, this was one of the tasks they'll do in the Chinese restaurants. And so whenever you get your prawns and they're kind of butterflied out, that's how they do it. They just run the knife down the back of them and then just scrape out. These are not too bad actually, but so it's a wee bit of work. But when you buy the prawns which are already cooked, this has not been done on them, I don't think. So it's a good reason to do them yourself, because it means you can cut this out yourself. So a wee bit of manual labour, but so these prawns were about £3.50, something like that. But I will get 2 portions out of it. It's kind of like, yeah, I was thinking there weren't enough for 2 portions, but there's actually loads, so especially with the vegetables and stuff. That's quite a big one. That's done. I'll get 2 portions out of this. 2, put them back in here. 2. Not going to seal up very well. Okay. So it's basically just a stir fry. With prawns, garlic, some vegetables and some lemon. So all quite straightforward. Do I even need to bother chopping these up? I don't know. Yeah, I will do actually. It's not going to cook for very long. We're just going to soften the vegetables down, and then add in the prawns. So you're not, you wouldn't be using any kind of root vegetables, anything that's slow to cook. It's kind of your soft vegetables, your peppers, mushrooms, courgettes, that kind of thing. If you didn't have these particular ones, I just happened to buy these particular things. I didn't. It's just what looked nice. Normally I buy the wee punnet of tomatoes for £1, but I thought I haven't had tomatoes of a different colour for a while, so I treated myself to these. These were £2.30 for this punnet tomatoes, which is quite a lot. It's quite expensive, but that's a treat. Probably no different, but they just taste the same. If you put on a blindfold, I don't think you could distinguish between the flavours, distinguish between the colours by taste alone. So the wee punnets that you get for £1 are perfectly decent. And this will cook in the length of time it takes to cook the pasta, obviously. You shouldn't really do it over the bin like that in case you drop it into the bin, but it's covered up anyway, so each clove is wrapped up in its own paper anyway. I'm going to use quite a lot. Use two garlics. And that's a mould in it bad. Same again, you could You could kind of pulp the garlic down, but and you get a lot more strength of flavour from it. And you could just use one clove, but garlic's good for you, so by chopping it slightly bigger you don't get quite as much strength from it, and so you can eat more of it. And you know, that bulb of garlic costs nothing and it's good for you. Costs like 30 pence or something like that. If you rub your fingers on the steel of the knife, it takes most of the garlic smell off your fingers. So with this lemon, yeah, we'll use the juice of the whole lemon. Use plenty because the pasta will soak it up. And as usual, cleaning up as you go along just makes life easier. Probably turn that on now to start to think about cooking this. What I was thinking about for the mooli, I believe another name for it is a white radish. I haven't tried this before. I haven't bought this. I don't remember the last time I bought this. But what I was thinking about was for this, because it's going to cook very quickly. Comes. Was to yeah, it's got that, it smells like a radish. It's good. What I was thinking about was, what we'll do is, I think you know what I'm going to do here. So just peel it. And then just take some ribbons off it with the peeler. So I've peeled that. I'm going to use olive oil. I'm using extra virgin, but I'm going to cut it with a wee bit of vegetable oil. Comes it. A touch of vegetable oil in that. Vegetables in. Start softening them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of this. So just eating it raw like that, it kind of tastes like a weak radish. It's got just that slight hint of radish, but not as strong as a radish. Let's just do the lot. as well. What was it? So just on a medium heat, just soften everything down. I got some dill, something I never really use, quite a dominant kind of flavour, but we'll give it a try. The dill with the prawns should be good. It's kind of a wee bit like coriander in the sense that a wee bit goes a long way. Yeah, it's very strong. There's a wee bit of moisture in the bags there, so I'm just going to leave them. Reminds me to buy those things, I still haven't bought them yet. Got a wee bit of colour in that and I didn't mean to. It's a wee bit high. If the temperature gets a wee bit out of control, you can just put a wee touch of the pasta water into it, like that, and it'll just slow everything down. And that'll help to steam the sweet corns a wee bit as well. So I reckon we can drop these prawns in just now. In. So the garlic's gone in quite near the end. Quite like doing that. I think that that raw garlic is very good for you. I think to get the most nutrition benefit from the garlic, I think you want to cook it as little as possible, or raw, if you know what I mean. So putting this in right at the end. And you know my thoughts on pasta, I just don't care. That's probably cooked by now, but we'll just leave it. Pinch of my salt, pinch of pepper, a bit more salt actually. And a wee touch more water into it just to loosen it a wee bit, but the lemon will be going in as well. So use much water there at all, so it's sticking to the bottom of it. Who cares? Yeah, it looks really fat. Pick it up. Oh my goodness, it's impossible. What's happening here? You can just tell by how it looks that it's very well cooked. good, nice and soft. So I'll pop this lemon in. Quite a lot of lemon, but the pasta will soak that up. The colours in that's really nice. Just turn that up a wee bit, it's just kind of going off the sizzle a wee bit. Lemon, it's nice. The dill will probably just dominate now, but I'll turn that off now, so just bring it up and let it sizzle a wee bit with the, and just pop the pasta straight in it. And the pasta will soak up that liquid. So that's your pasta, prawns, lemon, garlic, chilli, veggies, and dill and chives, all cooked in the time it takes to overcook the pasta. Get 2 portions out of that. That's quite a large portion. That I keep forgetting to weigh the pasta. Could have used a third less of that pasta, but it's fine. I'm quite hungry, so that's okay. And again, using these wee rubber silicone spatula, spoonula things, they just clean the pan, so you don't waste anything. Clean up. So I wanted to show you the whole process, you know, that because that's going to be quite hot at the moment to eat. So while that's cooling down to a temperature that you can eat, you can clean your kitchen up. And that's almost 2 portions there, and that is from half a packet of prawns. So you know, you could kind of stretch that packet of prawns out. You could almost stretch that to 3 portions, that 1 packet of prawns, by a recipe technique like that, where you kind of pad it out with a load of vegetables. Cool, so that's done. So that's your pasta with prawns, garlic and vegetables, and a clean kitchen. I'll chat to you next time.